Welcome to commissioning a Vitodens 100 series boiler with ViGuide. We'll start by selecting your preferred language and continue with app one last time to confirm and establish the onboard Wi-Fi connection. Within your ViGuide app, select a new system, start commissioning by model number, and select No to start a new commissioning. You'll then be able to scan the onboard QR code to establish the Wi-Fi connection from the boiler to the ViGuide app. And for confirmation, the ViGuide app will display your boiler serial number. You'll start with the filling procedure, which will help fill the system and run the onboard pump with the three-way valve in a center position. The next procedure would be a venting to help vent the air out of the system. The boiler will continue to operate the internal pump until all the air is eliminated from the boiler and the system. Both the filling and the venting process are crucial for that first ignition. The ViGuide app will then ask you for basic configuration settings, such as weather compensated or fixed high limit. You'll be able to select feet or meters. And don't forget to select whether it's natural gas or propane. You'll go through and enter your contractor details to be stored in the boiler for any future service or fault codes, as well as notes for the report indicating specific third-party items the boiler may be paired with for any future service. By selecting Continue at the bottom, with your heat-only models, you'll then be able to select a DHW system scheme, whether or not it has an indirect tank paired with the unit. You'll be able to make additional settings, like the heat curve with a weather-compensated unit. By selecting the predetermined curves, you will not be able to customize them later. If you'd like to select a predetermined curve and customize it later, select that curve and follow by selecting Custom. You'll then be able to adjust the curves you see on the display. You can select your domestic hot water temperature, time programs, whether the hygiene function is active or not. You can then select a time and day for the hygiene function to go in place, and followed by the maximum heating output in instances where the heating load and the DHW load are different. At that time, your commissioning will be completed, and it'll ask you to view a commissioning report, which can then be shared with the service manager or homeowner. It will also be stored in the history of your ViGuide app for any future look back. That'll conclude commissioning the Vitodens 100 series boiler with ViGuide app.